We have reached the second quarter in San Jose, California here at Spartan Stadium. Chucky Keaton and the Utah State Aggies a 14-3 lead on San Jose State. Keaton a pair of touchdown passes in the first quarter. So the QB matchup between Chucky Keaton and David Fales. Advantage Keaton and the Aggies in the first. Here's Joe Hill pushing ahead into Spartan territory. That's Joe Hill, the junior from Fullerton, who's had an MCL sprain. Did practice this week. He was a question mark, but the Aggies felt Joe Hill was ready to go. A stable of running backs just in case he wasn't. Hill finds the corner on 2nd and 3. Rolling to the 36, and Joe Hill looks pretty good on the first 2 plays of the second quarter.
Yeah, definitely a concern for Utah State. Wondering how their backs would hold up. It's game time. You got to be ready to go. Sometimes those little, yeah, he is hobbling still a little bit, Joe Hill. But I tell you, it's amazing what a little adrenaline can do on game day.
Joey DiMartino in and running back. Brought down from behind. Travis Ricidi apparently did not get the horse collar on that tackle from behind.
Number 3, Ricidi.
That's a horse collar.
And like I said, it's pretty evident. So I think the officials missed that call.
The horse collar is getting the inside of the shoulder pads. You can get the outside, you can get the back of the jersey tackle from behind, but it looked like Ricidi got the shoulder pads.
Had him hooked pretty good.
Already 6 penalties against the Spartans. On 2nd down, complete. Swindle, the sophomore from Oklahoma City, goes rolling inside the 5. 1st and goal, Utah State.
I'll tell you, the quick release. That was something I noticed in pregame watching Chucky Keaton. He gets the ball out of his hands, makes quick decisions, and here they go, going fast to the line of scrimmage.
Keaton, touchdown, flag on the play.
Holding, number 68, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 1st down.
Mid-celebration, Chucky Keaton has to stop and head back to the line of scrimmage.
68 right there. Keep an eye on him. Yep, basically tackles his guy. Pretty eventful game we've had here so far. And not in a good way.
Consequential penalty against Utah State to wipe out the TD run by Chucky Keaton. Still 1st and goal. Now back from the 14. Robert Marshall to the 7. $18 TDs in 22 possessions now for Utah State inside the 20, opponent's 20. Empty on 2nd and goal. Toss incomplete, intended for Reynolds. 3rd and goal for Keaton and Utah State.
Where they had the coverage they wanted. Keaton under a little bit of pressure tried to throw it to a spot. Wide receiver just got a little bit turned around body-wise, couldn't find the football.
Chucky Keaton had a rushing touchdown on 1st and goal that was called back because of a hold. Now it's 3rd and goal, and the Spartans will try and keep Keaton and the Aggies out of the end zone.
They brought in a slew of defenders, about 5 guys, get some fresh bodies on the field to chase after Chucky.
On 3rd and goal, Keaton tosses, incomplete. Intended for Tialavea. 4th and goal, and the Spartan defense comes up with a stop.
I might disagree with you there. I don't know if he was intending for Tialavea. I think he was going behind him, and Big DJ, watch, this is the receiver I think he was throwing to. He's open in the back of the end zone, and then Big DJ sticks out his mitt and knocks it down. And you can see Keaton's reaction. I think he's like, oh. But it happens. You can't blame a guy for trying to catch a touchdown.
That looked like a touchdown pass to Butler before Tialavea put his hands on it. Diaz on for the 24-yard attempt. It sneaks in good. A 17-3 start for Utah State on Dick Vermeil's alma mater, San Jose State. We will visit with Dick Vermeil when we come back to Spartan Stadium. Among the San Jose State football legends, Bill Walsh, who played end, as in both ends, Dick Vermeil, quarterback, and Jeff Garcia, who was here in the early 1990s and had some memorable games against Utah State. And we are pleased to be joined by Dick Vermeil. 17-3 Utah State on San Jose State. So welcome back to Spartan Stadium. Utah State kicks off after the field goal. Ogburn will take a knee, so from the 25. Carter Blackburn, Danny Cannell, Allison Williams on the sideline, and Dick Vermeil joins us now. You're pretty familiar with how this works, aren't you?
Oh, I am. I spent about 14 years up here. Great years.
Now, San Jose State, you are close to breaking ground on a new building.
Right.
Dick Vermeil and Bill Walsh.
Yeah, we're excited about the Vermeil Walsh Athletic Complex. We're raising money right now. We've got to raise about $6 more million in the next few months to get so we can go ahead and proceed and break ground. And John Poach and his leadership staff are doing a real good job.
And when you were a quarterback here as an undergrad at San Jose
Certainly
State.
not legendary.
Bill Walsh was on that staff.
Yes, he was. He was a graduate assistant. That's when we first met. That was 1956.
Here's Fales to the air, and it's intercepted. Intended for Carr. Maurice Alexander picks it off.
Good safety play.
Outstanding play by Maurice Alexander. Saw Fales going that direction the whole way and just took a beeline there. Great catch. Felt like Fales might have pressed a little bit trying to squeeze that in there.
Yeah, good call. He should have been looking away.
Yep.
Keep the safety. Don't give him the jump, you know.
Sometimes you look at the scoreboard and it's 17-3 and you try to make something happen, try to force an issue.
So an interception thrown by David Fales gives it right back to Chucky Keaton, who has 2 touchdown passes and a touchdown run that was called back. Keaton gives to Joe Hill on first down. He slips out of a tackle. So we've been talking about this quarterback matchup between Chucky Keaton and David Fales and talking about the 2 different systems you see on the field. Obviously, it's advantage Utah State now, but what do you see when you evaluate David Fales over the long term?
I wouldn't want to be defensive coordinator against either team because they go so fast in between snaps. You're always in a harassed mental position to get lined up even to play. And then you got to do something physical.
And here's Keaton on second down. Quick slant, complete to Swindle.
Coach, when you look at these up-tempo, no-huddle attacks, do you think they're here to stay? Because, I mean, they're in college. Now we're seeing them creep in the NFL.
Yeah, they're here
They'll
to
have
stay.
some shelf life.
They're here to stay. I'm glad I'm retired. Yeah, they're here to stay, and it's amazing how well they execute within that time period.
Now, you had, obviously, with the St. Louis Rams, a big part in the fast break football movement, and fast break football has only accelerated on all levels. Here's third down. Keaton toss inside. That's Reynolds pushed back. Spartan defense gets another stop.
Our emphasis for the Rams, we were fast after the snap, not nearly as quick before the snap. We took more time in the huddle, get things defined, but after the ball was snapped, we were really fast.
Greatest show on turf. That was fun to watch.
It was a great team to coach. Mike Martz did a great job with the offense, and all my coaches did a great job.
Fourth down and short for Utah State inside the San Jose State 40. Then Trude hangs it high. Fair catch inside the 10 for San Jose State. We'll visit more with Dick Vermeil. Get some stories about the early days of Bill Walsh's coaching career when we come back to San Jose.
ESPN College Football Primetime, brought to you by the Volkswagen Passat. That's the power of German engineering. And Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA football.
one feature of the engineering college here at San Jose State, which is ranked 3rd in the nation. Building race cars, applied learning at San Jose State University here in Silicon Valley. This is David Fales, 1st down and 10. Jason Simpson, nothing doing there in the run game. Carter Blackburn, Danny Cannell, Allison Williams on the sideline, joined by Dick Vermeil. Now, talking about the undergraduate days, of course, when we think about the offense that you eventually exploded with in the Super Bowl winning days with the Rams and Bill Walsh in the West Coast offense. So what was the offense when Bill Walsh was on the coaching staff and you were quarterback?
Well, Bob Bronson, Dr. Bronson was the head football coach, and we were really ahead of our time in regard to comparison to other teams. We were spread offenses, wide receivers throwing the ball downfield and everything. When I took over the quarterback job, the next year we were running the option football game because I wasn't much of a passer. So remember the old split tee?
Sure.
That's what we were doing my senior year. Bob Tichenor was the head coach that year.
How many pass attempts a game are we talking?
Not many. When I was playing quarterback, they were smarter than that.
Here's 3rd and short on the 15th pass attempt of the night by David Fales. There is a flag down on 3rd down. Last year's meeting when Fales was sacked 13 times, he threw it.
Pass interference. Number 19, defense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
That's Kyle Nunn's 3rd offensive pass interference call. I mean, it's rare to get 1 or 2 from an entire team in a game. It's his 3rd on the night.
And now Alan Eck will correct himself and say it was not pass interference of the defense, it was on the offense. On Kyle Nunn.
We've had a few
little mishaps.
Have you ever seen that before?
No,
have
never.
a penalty
and then go back after a play.
I've never seen that before.
When wipe out a play, basically.
You notice there was no explanation.
No, exactly.
I'm glad to hear you say you've never seen that.
I've never seen that.
Coach, that's good. That's good. And by the way, your pal Brent pointed out to us that the first person to coach and broadcast a Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that's how old I am. Thank you, Brent.
So this is 3rd down again. 3rd down and go. And by Brent, of course, we mean Brent Musburger.
He needs no explanation, right?
I spent 8 years standing next to him. What a great experience that was.
Your friend and M&M's. 3rd and long here. Bales bobbles from the end zone, pressured and incomplete, but he gets it out of the end zone.
Got to take advantage of those opportunities against a team that scores like Utah State does.
Yep.
So a slow start for David Fales in San Jose State. They trailed 17-3 and now punting out of their own end zone. This is Harrison Wade. Mixed it up with Minnesota last week. Gets that punt away. Barely.
Oh,
that is going to be kick, catch, interference. Big time.
Glaring. You could see it coming.
The officials could not mess that call up right there.
Oh. Wow.
He tried to avoid him a little swim move at the end, but you've got to do everything you can. I mean, you just got to take a better angle.
Myron Turner.
Kick catching interference. Number 29 in the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from spot of the foul. 1st down.
Well, he tried to redirect. Yeah. You can get tossed for a play like that. I mean, he's lucky he at least got out of the way because I've seen guys get.
Ole Miss, Alabama, presented by Hampton Hotels, 6:30 Eastern on Saturday as the Alabama juggernaut rolls on.
You know, I spoke at Alabama's football spring clinic this year. I have never seen so many good football players on the field at the same time. It's amazing how talented they are. They are extremely well coached.
How about their facilities, too?
Oh. Second to nobody's.
Yeah.
Handoff on 1st down to Joe Hill, slipping out of the tackle by Ben Wickery, and he picks up a couple. Go back to 1970. Archie Manning had 5 TDs. Ole Miss beat Alabama 48-23 in Jackson, Mississippi. Ole Miss has 4 wins against Alabama since Archie Manning in that game.
Not many teams do.
Right. They've got a really talented young group of players, though, at Ole Miss.
Play fake. Chucky Keaton on second down. There's Keegan Anderson, who had the touchdown grab earlier. Wrestled down by Key Smith. Third down coming for Keaton and the Aggies. You see a lot of the read option offense from Chucky Keaton. We see it everywhere now around football.
See him, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to bother people.
Tempo and read option. There's Keaton on 3rd and 4. Outside the pocket again. Spartans contain and force Keaton out.
Oh, that was a good job. They you know, if the Spartans could get some points on the board, they could stay in this game and come back.
That was the point of emphasis all week in practice for defensive coordinator Kenwick Thompson, saying he was preaching stay contained because Chucky Keaton is a guy, he's such a good athlete. He gets on the edge, but good job keeping him under wraps on that critical 3rd down.
And here is Nick Diaz. What will be a 45-yard attempt for the junior from Redondo Beach. Diaz from 45. The kick is good. A 20-3 lead for Utah State, and we thank Dick Vermeil for joining us in the booth. 20-3 Utah State on San Jose State. As we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month on campus here at San Jose State, monument for Cesar Chavez, activist in California and elsewhere, including in the agricultural areas of California. A 20-3 lead for Utah State here on San Jose State with 7:59 to go in the second. Touchback, we check with Chris Cotter.
Carter, I tell you what, I know Danny Cannell is so jealous of Taysom Hill because of his wheels. Look at this. He goes 50 yards. He has 135 yards rushing on just 10 carries. Both Cougar touchdowns. BYU 16-10 over Middle Tennessee State over on the U.
Chris Cotter, he loves taking jabs at my wheels. You know, I thought I had a little bit of escapability, right?
You were working on the wheels this morning, I know.
Yes.
The weight room here at San Jose State. I know,
that treadmill on 7 miles an hour can be pretty vicious.
Allison had the incline going. Here's Fales throwing on first down as he takes a big hit. Incomplete, intended for Chandler Jones.
Now, Utah State's not getting quite the sack totals that we saw them put up last year, but they have gotten to David Fales. This is a great hit on the quarterback. Watch, as soon as Fales release it, you see number 97 come through, Jordan Nielsen. And those hits take their toll. You start to remember those as a quarterback in the pocket.
Screen, Jabari Carr for a first down. He certainly remembers this.
Yeah, last year, same game, 13 times he was sacked. And both coaches, you know, Utah State's coach and San Jose State's coaches said David Fales just held on to the ball too long because sooner or later you've got to get it out. Man, a lot of those look like he didn't have much chance, though.
Incomplete, flag down. That's Tay Glover Wright in coverage there on Jabari Carr. That was one of only 2 losses for San Jose State last year. They won 11 games. They lost to Stanford, and then that game against Utah State.
And they played Stanford really tough, too, last year.
Pass interference, number 4, defense. The ball will be placed to spot the foul. First down.
Spot of the foul because it's less than 15 yards. That's why it's a spot penalty, rather than a 15-yarder like you usually see in college football. A lot of penalties in the first half. That's incomplete off the hands of Carr, who goes to the ground.
Yeah, Jabari Carr just immediately started grabbing his arm area.
So now it's Jabari Carr going to the field for San Jose State. got tangled up there with Tay Glover Wright and the Spartan training staff. And here's why this is even more important for San Jose State. That's Noel Grigsby, who last week went down with a knee injury, out indefinitely. And now Jabari Carr down on the field for the Spartans. Just what San Jose State did not want to see. Jabari Carr to the sideline.
There's Jabari Carr at the bottom of your screen right here. Watch him after he runs the route. Right before the pass gets there, you see some contact with number 4, the cornerback, and his left arm gets pulled just a little bit. If anybody's having any, history of shoulder issues, they can pop out pretty easy, or if you just caught at the wrong, time just precisely. And it's now the San Jose State wide receiving crew, who's already stretched, they're going to be filling in another spot with their bleeding receivers and Jabari Carr.
2nd and 10 for Fales and the Spartans. Off play action. Fales downfield. Intercepted for the 2nd time tonight. Quentin Bird makes the grab. There is a flag down in the backfield.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 99, defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Wiping out the interception.
Yeah, I saw David Fales take a pretty good shot. B.J. Larson has the track to the quarterback. And that's the second. Watching the left side. He gets the initial hit, which is not it, but then you saw B.J. Larson got to lay off there. When a quarterback is vulnerable, they'll call it every time.
End around Chandler Jones. He is knocked out by Kyler Fackrell. So a short-handed Spartan offense. They don't have Noel Grigsby. Jabari Carr is out of the game. Their leading running back Tyler Evan out indefinitely with a high ankle sprain. This is a banged up San Jose State team trying to rally down 17 in the 2nd in their first Mountain West Conference game. And it's Fales who will try and get him there. Kyle Nunn is popped by Maurice Alexander.
And their defense is forcing Utah State to field goals. If they score here, it's a very competitive game. They're still very much in the mix. And David Fales has got to be careful. That play there specifically, just staring down the wide receiver. The safety is on a beeline there the whole time. Got to use his eyes a little bit better and protect his wide receivers.
Rolling the pocket on 3rd and 9. Pressured again. It's 4th down. Zach Vigil pressures David Fales, who gets hit again.
And now some of the pressure, I think, is starting to affect not only David Fales, but the play calling as well. That time choosing to move the pocket. And then it kind of gets in your head. If you're worried about it, it starts affecting the way you call a game. But Ron Carragher, the head coach for San Jose State, also trying to protect his quarterback. And here on a 4th and 9, down 17, keeping the offense out in the field. And again, it's that gray area where, what do you do? Do you punt it away from here? No, I like this call.
Play clock winding down. Just got it off. Fales looking long for Jones. Caught inside the 10. A 4th down and 9 conversion turned into 1st and goal.
What a big time throw by David Fales too. He's been hit several times tonight. We're talking about the number of hits he's taken. Drops this one in perfectly to Chandler Jones. He was under duress too because Utah State brought the house there. Nice blitz pickup by the offensive line and a better throw by David Fales.
Spartans hurry up, 1st and goal. Fales to Jones again. Wrapped up this time. Nielsen finishes it off. Allison tells us Jabari Carr will not return shoulder injury. So they're without Carr, without Noel Grigsby, without the running back Tyler Irvin. 2nd and goal. To the end zone for Jones, incomplete. 2 defenders there with Chandler Jones.
Just overthrown by David Fales, but a better job of the offensive line picking up the Utah State blitz. And if Fales gets that protection, That's where he can hurt you from that pocket. The offensive line said they wanted to take it as a personal challenge. They're very well aware of last year's game, giving up 13 sacks.
Low snap. Fails corrals. Incomplete. None on the slant. Had the touchdown. Couldn't make the catch.
Got to make that play for your quarterback. Got to come up with the catch and the touchdown. Rough night for Kyle Nunn. 3 penalties, offensive pass interference, and a drop touchdown. But got to some way fight your way out of that hole. If you're David Fales, too, I think you got to go over and talk to him. Talk to your receiver, encourage him.
Austin Lopez makes his 23rd consecutive field goal to begin his career. None that couldn't get in the end zone. Another field goal for the Spartans. That is Jabari Carr headed to the San Jose State locker room. So Carr, as Allison Williams told us, will not return with a shoulder injury. Without Jabari Carr on the field, without Noel Grigsby on the field, Spartans unable to get it in the end zone. And still a 2-touchdown lead for Utah State. Harrison Wade kicks off for San Jose State. Who wants it? Apparently Travis Reynolds in the end, but he is wrestled down at the 11. Our Friday focus coming to you from Athens, Georgia. Game day just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Look at that brain trust.
Yeah. Athens, Georgia this week for the big one between LSU and Georgia.
My favorite promo on television right now is Coach Corso, the auto-tune, not so fast.
Oh,
it is a
fantastic.
classic.
9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, built by the Home Depot. Bald man on campus with a story of the Mettenberger family around the University of Georgia. DiMartino drops.
Zach Mettenberger for LSU is playing with a tremendous amount of confidence with new offensive coordinator Cam Cameron. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year. The biggest question that remains, can he go into a hostile environment between the hedges and continue to produce the way he has been?
Murray versus Mettenberger, the quarterback matchup in that LSU Georgia. Chucky Keaton in Utah State here on 2nd and 9. Improvising again. This time Travis Reynolds first down. A chance to look at Danny Cannell's stock report.
Quarterback stock report.
Yes, the QB stock report. So the Jim Cramer of college football. I see Mettenberger there at 7.
Bye, right?
I see Aaron Murray at 10. Kenny Guyton, who will not start for Ohio State but will play, is at number 9.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough for him to stay on that list. He's not playing, but he has been really impressive at quarterback for Ohio State.
Keaton, complete again to Reynolds.
Pretty good list, right? You like it? Anything that jumps out to you?
Why do you have Teddy Bridgewater down?
All right, here's why I have him down. Because of the strength of schedule. I got to see him play against somebody better because it's easy to put up big stats against lesser competition. Trust me, he's got a great chance to be at the top of that list, though.
DiMartino's solid run, knocked out of bounds at the 45.
And Marcus Mariota, who's at the top of the list, has played some better opponents, went across the country, an impressive game against Virginia, an SEC opponent, Tennessee, and he has been stellar on the season.
I guarantee you that at the end of September, no one would have predicted that you would have Kenny Guyton in the top 10, just because Braxton Miller, beginning of the year, would have been a top 5 easily.
Well, Braxton Miller's not on there because you can't make the club from the tub.
Ooh. DiMartino on first down again. Breaks a tackle, and Joey DiMartino inside the Spartan 20.
I thought these running backs were supposed to be nicked up. Joey DiMartino has not been able to go full go at practice with a banged up ankle. Man, he had no ill effects on that run. Now Utah State pressing the tempo. Last couple drives, they've stalled in this territory.
DiMartino again. The senior from San Diego Mount Carmel High School, who is playing with a banged-up ankle. Joe Hill playing with a banged-up knee, and they're rolling. 175 rushing yards in the first half for Utah State.
Utah State running in some subs, and San Jose State going toe-to-toe, getting some fresh bodies out there again.
This is Robert Marshall. About 2 yards shy. 3rd down and short coming up. First down lines at the 5.
Really showcasing the running attack here as Utah State against the San Jose State team who has struggled to stop the run. 102nd in the country. They played some pretty tough opponents as well.
Third and 2. To the air. Slant. Incomplete. Intended for Travis Reynolds. Kyle Wimpy, the right guard, down for Utah State. It was Frierson in coverage. That's Kyle Wimpy on the ground. Left tackle Kevin Wimpy, his younger brother. Kevin and Kyle, part of one of the most experienced offensive lines in all of college football. And Kyle Wimpy, a senior, is down. And there you see 130 career starts.
Tyler Larson, 42 starts right there. Really the centerpiece of that line, both figuratively and literally. The guy that communicates up there. Our Utah State coaches said he'll even sometimes tell Chucky Keaton where to direct the blocking schemes.
Chucky Keaton and Kevin Wimpy help Kyle Wimpy to his feet. And the senior right guard.
Here he is right here, number 73. Just looks like he buckled one of those legs. 300 plus pounds, you catch it the wrong way, and you hate seeing that happen.
Now the offensive coordinator for Utah State, Kevin McGivern, told us, yeah, Kevin and Kyle are brothers, but you walk in that offensive line group, you would think they're all brothers. A very close unit.
Offensive linemen always stick together too.
That's the center, Tyler Larson, and Kevin Wimpy, the left tackle, helping Kyle Wimpy off the field.
San Jose State defensively has done an outstanding job in the red zone, forcing Utah State to settle for field goals.
There's Nick Diaz on for a 24-yarder. He is 2 for 2, including a 24-yarder earlier. Is it 3rd down?
These officials have had a rough night.
The injured player was number 73. 74 can remain in the game.
Yes, he can. That's his brother. They're both named Wimpy. One is Kyle, one is Kevin. This is Nick Diaz. Good from 24. Spartans keep him out of the end zone, but it's 23-6. We step away for 30 seconds. Back at Spartan Stadium in San Jose, California, where the Aggies of Utah State trying to go 2-0 in the Mountain West. That is Kyle Wimpy being tended to on the Utah State sideline. Carter Blackburn, Danny Cannell, Allison Williams from Silicon Valley, your Friday night crew for 2013. Jake Thompson's kickoff. Taken by Ogburn. Ogburn to the 21. We'll check in with Chris Carter.
Carter, coming up at the half, I'll be joined by Coach Holtz and Mark May. We'll talk about the big game in the shoe on Saturday night between Wisconsin and Ohio State. Also, Miles on Mettenberger. The coach will join us to talk about his starting quarterback. A big game as he goes back home to Athens to take on Georgia. And Game Day will join us to break down Ole Miss and Alabama. Good opportunity for both clubs. Back to you, Carter. Danny?
Wisconsin, Ohio State. We expect to see both Braxton Miller and Kenny Guyton for the Buckeyes.
I would expect to see him all year, too. I mean, how tough would that be for defenses to defend? You have to prepare for an unbelievably athletic quarterback in Braxton Miller, and then a guy who can beat you from the pocket in Guyton.
Screen to Simpson for nothing. We check in with Allison.
Carter, it's been unmistakable, the shift in energy and emotion for the San Jose State offense. And it seems right now when they're on the sidelines, they're just trying to get on the same page. A lot of confusion amongst the offensive line as to who has what assignment. And the message to the wide receivers is right now it's mental, not physical.
Fails, bobbles the snap. Recovers and completes. That's Kyle Nunn, who dropped the touchdown on the last drive. Grabs it here, 3rd and short.
One of the reasons there's confusion up front, the offensive line, is Utah State does not show you much. They're moving around at the line of scrimmage. They're shifting. They got guys standing. And it's tough for the offensive linemen to communicate and tell who's who.
Another drop. Would have been a first down. Winston, the true freshman. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Dover, Sunday, 1 o'clock on ESPN. Also live on Watch ESPN. 8 races to go. NASCAR's best continue their drive for the championship. 4th down for San Jose State. Harrison Wade, the punter who was ejected for fighting with the Minnesota special teams, but was not suspended by the Mountain West Conference. Wade's punt picked up by Bruce Natson. Gets it back to the 37.
It's a real missed opportunity for San Jose State. They could have driven the length of field, put some points on the field, captured some momentum. You know, they're getting the ball to start the second half. They could change the face of this game. Instead, they go 3 and out. Now Utah State has got plenty of time to work the field. They've got timeouts, and they could catch some momentum going in at halftime.
Ron Carragher, the first-year head coach for San Jose State, coming from the University of San Diego, former UCLA quarterback. But it has not been a fun first half in the first Mountain West Conference game for San Jose State. Right now, Chucky Keaton, soft coverage with 1:30, finds Natson.
Working the sideline, too. Stops the clock. And with 3 timeouts, he can work any part of the field.
Keaton now 13 for 19, 2 TD passes. Keaton to Reynolds across midfield with plenty of time and 3 timeouts.
Yeah, San Jose State's going to have to make some adjustments on both sides of the ball at halftime. Try to generate some pressure on Chucky Keaton.
Natson makes the grab again.
It's just too easy. It's just pitch and catch for Utah State.
Keaton on 2nd down, complete again. Swindle hit as soon as he makes the grab, right at the first down marker. That's Frierson with a good open field tackle, but the chains move 1st and 10.
Great hit by Frierson. Like to see them come up, San Jose State come up and defend something. They're given way too much leeway at the line of scrimmage. The short passing game is there all day.
Keaton incomplete. Line of scrimmage is the 35, so from here will be a 52-yard field goal.
A wind-aided field goal.
Yes.
There's a pretty strong wind going in this direction.
But there's still 1:05, 3 timeouts, and Keaton is marching the Aggies down the field. Keaton looking long for Matson. Incomplete at the 11.
Just slightly overthrown. Pretty good coverage by Jimmy Pruitt, the safety. Stride for stride with Natson. Would have required the perfect throw from Chucky Keaton.
3rd and 10, exactly a minute to go.
This is San Jose State defensively. They've kind of been that bend, don't break mentality. And it's worked for them.
Keaton takes the sack back at the 40. 4th down and long, and that sack pushes Utah State well out of field goal range.
And as a quarterback, you have to know the situation of the game. It's 3rd down. You cannot take a sack there and basically put your kicker out of his range. Got to find some way to throw that football away. And Keaton got pressure pretty quick, but at some point there you can sling it out somewhere, find a back, somebody to put it near. Travis Rossetti with the pressure.
Timeout San Jose State. So the Spartans are trying to get it back with a little bit of time left, although I wouldn't think with very good field position. Only 1 timeout left for San Jose State. And as you pointed out, the San Jose State defense keeping the Aggies out of the red zone. Out of the end zone. Ron Carragher and the Spartans have some adjustments to make at the half, but first, 4th down. This has been Trude on the punt, and they've been Wickery back to receive it. Noel Grigsby had been the punt return man for San Jose State, but again, he is out indefinitely. Downed inside the 15, so San Jose State 33 seconds inside the 15 with 1 timeout in a half that has been all Utah State. Spartans come out with 4 wide, looking like they want to make an attempt with 33 seconds left in the half. Fails complete. That's Chandler Jones across the 31. He's marked down at the 33. Clock stops temporarily, 26 seconds.
Big time throw by Fales under pressure. Had that mental clock in his head. Knew he had to get rid of it just before he got leveled.
Downfield, there is a flag down. Nice grab again. This time it's Kyle Nunn. There is a flag in the backfield.
And just before this drive, I really thought San Jose was going to take a knee and take it to the half. They're backed up. They've been struggling protecting the quarterback. You're thinking, hey, just get it to halftime. Something only can back and happen.
Hands to the face, number 70, defense. The penalty is declined. The play resulted in a 1st down. The offensive player lost his helmet as a result of the foul. Therefore, the offensive player can stay in the game.
Otherwise, it would have been a 10-second runoff.
But, I mean, how about this momentum shift for San Jose State? 2 huge plays, and now very much in the mix for a field goal or even a touchdown if they take a shot.
Clock winding from the 40. Fails pressured. He takes off and scrambles to the 32. San Jose State will have to use a timeout. So 2nd down from the 32, 7 seconds. Will be a 49-yarder.
Into a wind. Yeah. Same wind that was helping the other way. Now it's into a pretty stiff breeze.
That's Kyle Wimpy, Utah State's right guard, headed to the locker room in the soft cast. So in other words, 7 seconds. David Fales has the big arm.
Got to take a shot at the end zone.
Or you bring out Austin
right.
Lopez for a 50-yard field goal attempt. Into the wind.
Utah State, their first charge, 30 seconds in line.
I think the Aggies are thinking along with us. Into the wind, 50 yards for Lopez.
Trying to make kicker think about it a little bit, playing a little icing game.
The only scoring in the second quarter has been the field goals. 3 by Utah State, 1 by San Jose State. So neither the Spartans or the Aggies have reached the end zone in the second quarter. Chucky Keaton had a pair of touchdown passes early. And now the offense is coming back out. So scratch the idea for the 50-yard field goal. Here's Fales. 7 seconds. Perhaps gamesmanship by San Jose State.
Oh, none right there. Had the rough half. He's the tallest receiver they've got at 6'2", 209. Not the tallest group of wide receivers. Give the guy a shot.
7 seconds left in the half. Quick hitter to the outside. Out of bounds. 5 seconds showing on the clock. That's Crawley who makes the grab.
What a great play call there by San Jose State offensively, knowing they could get a ball on the perimeter, get the yardage they need to make it a makeable field goal, and get out of bounds.
Perfectly executed. 5 seconds. Now here's Lopez. Timeout, Utah State. This would be a 42-yarder. Now, this is Austin Lopez, who has made the first 23 kicks of his career. That ties the FBS record set by Notre Dame's David Ruffin. So here's Lopez into the wind from 42 at the end of the half to keep his field goal streak alive. He's a sophomore. He has not yet missed a kick in his San Jose State career.
And getting iced with 2 timeouts first because he went out there. Matt Wells for Utah State called timeout. Then he gets called back off the field. Now he's ready, gets another timeout. So a lot for him to think about the last 5 minutes or so.
And yes, we are in the Bay Area in late September. The winds swirl and change and shift. Right now, at the top of the goalposts, not a lot of action, but there is wind elsewhere. Lopez from 42. In a moment.
Utah State, their third and final timeout. 30 seconds in line.
Let's check in with Allison Williams.
Well, guys, I talked to Coach Carragher about the kicking game before the game, and he said, of course, he was very confident in Lopez, but he did say that going into the wind, he needed to be at least the 20, comfortable with him at the 25, but he reiterated to me that it had a lot to do with how the wind was at that exact moment. As you mentioned, it can blow through here very strongly, but I will tell you right now, down on the field, not a ton of wind, so even though he is going into it, it's not very strong right now, but certainly always a factor at the exact moment of the kick.
And of course, Matt Wells, the Utah State head coach, as he takes those timeouts, is hoping that the wind picks up in the face of Austin Lopez.
Or he gets in his head.
From 42, Lopez's kick is no good. And that ends the streak. 23 straight for Austin Lopez. He misses from 42 into the wind to end a frustrating first half for San Jose State. 23-6, Utah State on the Spartans. Friday focus, not a lot of smiles around Spartan Stadium, but one prominent alum smiling along with Danny and I. Send you back to Chris, Mark, and Lou.